My wonderful, beautiful, amazing birthday, Libras. Happy birthday to my beautiful followers. Blessings to all Libras out in this world. May all of your beautiful dreams, wishes, and desires all come true after you blow out your birthday candles. But anyway, I just want to wish you all the best of, this, and welcome to your beautiful fall season and stuff like that. So hopefully, everything's just going to work out for you in the next year to come and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. For today, I'm going to be doing your general love reading, your 5 card spread. But before I do that, I want to give you both, or all of, I mean both. In the sense, I want to give you 24 red roses first as a token of my love and appreciation for your love, support, and devotion, also towards my channel and myself, but also to give you guys a birthday gift in other ways. Of course, it's just a virtual gift, but I feel like that any kind of acknowledgement and gift, it should just always be embraced and accepted and always provided, because I feel like all Libras in their season should at least get something, even if it is in the form of a bouquet of roses for that matter. So, this 5 card reading includes how the first card represents you, the second the other person, the third the relationship, the fourth the past, the fifth the future. Then I'm going to draw a Vampire Oracle for you and then a Favole, and finish off with the French Tarot card from the Tarot Interdit Vampiria. But let's get started with card number 1 for you, and you get Scorpio energy of death in the form of rebirthing, and it's also one of the cards I pulled for the vampire, just mind you. What I'm kind of getting here is there's definitely a rejuvenation taking place. Yeah. And that's usually, it could always just take place during any person's birthday season for that matter, because the thing is, it's like, it's kind of out with the previous individual, Libra, Leo, Cancer, Virgo, what have you, and stuff like that, entering into the new phase of life. So you could still be having a personal transition or a rebirthing moment either way. But I feel like when it comes to love, that there's definitely, either a renewal of vows, or maybe you're actually kind of just, maybe doing some kind of relationship counseling. Maybe you guys are actually having open communications with each other, maybe. But there's definitely, a rebirthing or renewal taking place, at least in today's love reading for Libras out in this world, or for Libra placements. But yeah, but it's also kind of like, well, maybe you've been through a negative relationship and now you're personally having like some kind of rejuvenation and rebirthing as well. Maybe this is kind of also like almost close to the Judgment, which is also another Scorpio card for you. I mean, not for you, but as an example, where there's also a sense of clarity and this grand announcement, but well, suddenly, everything is just, will make sense to you finally. But let's see who the other person is. 5 of Pentacles, yeah. I mean, let's first look at the single Libras in today's reading for that matter, or even for Libras on a general note. On one aspect, why I see why you're going through this rebirthing is because, maybe, you've been hit with some kind of like, you were left out kind of in the cold, I mean, it's kind of considered a poverty's kind of card, but maybe, it's like, yeah, what I actually see you doing is you're doing a makeover. Yeah. And that's kind of what I see, because maybe you've had nothing but bad luck considered, or that you've been rejected and refused for so many times that you pretty much just think, I'm going to actually maybe change a few things in my life. And that is a wonderful step to take on so many levels, because not, many humans can actually achieve that desired goal, because a lot of humans, they pretty much just think, well, it's either take it or leave it, or I'm not going to be putting so much time and effort into having to be appeasing other people's happiness. Well, it's a good thing to do. A lot of self-improvement and self-development, self-healing, self-care, self-love galore. Do whatever it takes. But that's one thing that I'm actually getting in today's reading so far from at least for Libras, is that you're doing this big makeover for yourself. Love that. But it could also be that maybe you're actually going through this personal transition because maybe you actually did divorce or break up from this person, because maybe this person was only causing a lot of financial problems, or maybe also kind of left you metaphorically in the cold as well. Because relationship, the Hermit. Yeah, this is Virgo energy. This could have also taken place around, Virgo season before your season. But this is definitely about going in and doing introspection. So if you are actually doing makeovers, if you're actually doing a lot of transitions within yourself, I do see you putting a lot of time, effort, and thought into this decision and choice of yours. And you will good planning on so many levels. Because the thing is, with an excellent plan, it usually increases a good and excellent outcome in the end. But if you pretty much just think, okay, it's like I want to do a lot of rebirthings and stuff like that. I'm so glad I left this person, because this person was just one big bad wolf in my life. And now I'm kind of going in within. It's important to kind of go within, also for internal healing, just, checking in on yourself for your personal well-being on so many levels, and not just think, oh goodness, it's like, well, why should I just be stuck in a real negative relationship, right? Because in the past, you got the Six of Swords. So maybe you've already kind of had a breakup or divorce in the past. Or maybe, this was you and your ex-husband, wife, companion, lover, spouse who went on a honeymoon, or you got married and stuff like that. And then eventually you guys broke up or divorced in the end as well. But I'm also kind of getting that, in the end, you pretty much, no, not in the end, but in the past, that you pretty much, headed off towards a different direction. Yes, you probably had, a rebirthing moment because of this Five of Pentacles situation, and now you're actually doing introspection as well. Because when we look at the future, you get the Sun. Leo energy. You could end up with maybe a Leo in the end. I know that, Libras and Leos can make an excellent team, but there's definitely also going to be a sense of clarity in the end as well. So, I mean, for today's reading, I mean, it's like I also do, birthday readings if you're ever interested, but please always, we'll check out, the different types of prices for personal readings. But I feel like that in today's, start of your birthday season is that there's definitely a sense of clarity. There's a good understanding. I see this rebirthing taking place, yes, because you pretty much probably also headed off towards a different direction. You probably did a lot of self-care, self-healing, self-development. Because of, maybe some, financial problems of some kind in other ways. But this is where you were actually doing also a lot of internal healing. And suddenly the sun will eventually shine. Now, technically, we're definitely heading down towards darker times. But of course, the sun will eventually still shine either way, So, let's see what Oracle wants. Primal, connecting deep within, sacred dance and instinct. And that's what the Hermit is mostly talking about, is connecting deep within. And that's kind of actually maybe for today's crux of the message is that it's good to do internal introspection. If you want to do a rebirthing, I do see a sense of clarity for you. If you want to take off and head off towards a different direction, that's what I also see for you guys as well. But eventually the sun will definitely shine for you. So do whatever it takes. And always take your time because, it's like for any kind of healing, recovering, decisions and rebirthings, there's no time frame specific for each thing, because those are just only, themes, that mostly take place eventually or in any way possible and stuff like that. And there's just no time frame to say, oh, it's going to happen on this time or date or what have you in other ways as well. So, Favole wants to continue with King of Crosses, also known as the King of Pentacles. So what I'm mostly seeing here is that you're definitely going to be in a sense of, feeling, grounded, realistic. There's going to be like this real big sense of, well, maybe you're going to be in a rich lifestyle. Maybe you're going to be in like this real grounded, realistic mindset, idea, stuff like that in other ways. But you're definitely going to be in a very realistic and grounded future in any way possible. And I think that this is a very, very important and beautiful card to have on so many levels because it's all about coming to terms with something, feeling realistic about something, feeling grounded, feeling anything possible and stuff like that. So that's a very, very beautiful card, at least that'll show up in your future. Or you could also end up with an earth sign of Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo as well. Wow. Because the French tarot deck of Le Tarot Interdit Vampiria wants to finish off with Le Monde, the world. The world is your oyster. And this is interesting because Taurus also got the world in his or her future as well. So I just feel like that the world is pretty much just your oyster. The world is pretty much waiting for you. I would just do whatever it takes. Maybe get out. And if you want to have some kind of rebirthings and stuff like that, it's really good just to kind of just, well, maybe, just, do a lot of, movement, development, healing and stuff like that. Get out and maybe travel a bit and stuff like that because the world is practically just waiting for you. Because if you pretty much are actually, going through some kind of rebirthing or transition or what have you in other ways, the world is pretty much there for you either way. Wow. I find this reading very, very strong and so beautiful on so many levels that I just think, okay, You know, it's like the world is ready for Libras to enter into this world and to actually come across this very beautiful, shiny beacon of inspiration, hope, and opportunity. Because rebirthing is like doing makeovers. You know, if you want to actually change your hair color, you will get yourself a haircut, or change your attire, or you will gain weight, lose weight, do do whatever it takes to enhance your confidence within yourself, and then the world is practically yours. So, well, happy birthdays to all Libras out in this world. I'm going to have to leave it at this. I know it's a bit shorter than usual, but anyway, I just kind of want to keep it short and sweet at the same time. But anyway, I want to thank you so much all for joining me today. Happy birthday to all beautiful Libras. In a few days, I'm going back to general readings. So for now, I'm just doing love. Love in generals. But I'm also open for personal readings. If anybody out there is interested in even a birthday reading, please feel free to browse the different types of personal readings that I do, and including birthday readings. So if you're ever interested in them, but always let me know in the comments section below that you want a personal reading from me, and I'll respond to you with my email. But other than that, I love you guys incredibly. I want to wish you all the best of luck on where the journey may take you. It looks incredibly promising, having the world in your hands, goodness. But anyway, I love you guys, and happy birthday, and welcome to your beautiful season of Libra season.